So today we're actually gonna try a bunch of the different protein shakes that you can actually get at grocery stores. So not like super intense ones, just like Lean Body, Muscle Milk, Core Power, and whatever else we can find in there that's protein based.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Alright, so today we're trying our local grocery store protein shakes. So we went ahead and picked out like 5 protein shakes that you pretty much are gonna see at every grocery store. So we started off by getting the Premier protein, which is pretty common. We got Labrada's Lean Body protein. We moved to Muscle Milk, Core Power, and of course Gatorade. So we're just gonna go off each one, read off their macronutrients, and taste them and let you know which ones we like the best, as well as which ones are the most worth it at its price. So after this,
price and the macros too.
Yeah, we'll go through with the price of each of these and determine which one's the most worth it out of the 5 that we picked here. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Premier protein. This is 30 grams of protein. It's 160 calories, 3 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs. And then this has a little bit of dietary fiber, 3 grams, and only 1 gram of sugar. As for the micronutrients, it's pretty much got almost all the vitamins that you are aware of, like vitamin D, A, E, C, K, B12, zinc. They're all pretty much at the 25% of your daily value amount. So
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard protein shake. I would say this is probably one of the lower end. In terms of price.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. I need to research and give the price here in a bit, go over them a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and give this a shot.
Yeah. 160 calories, pretty low.
Pretty low.
For 30 grams of protein.
I would say this is probably the lowest.
Comparable to this. So these two have 30, I think these are all 42.
Oh yeah, in terms of protein.
40 grams, this is 42. 40,
right.
Yeah. So these are the 2 lower. These and those in the Gatorade are probably comparable to each other.
Correct. So we're gonna go ahead and just give ourselves a pour here and give it a taste.
It's got a thing on top.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's just plastic.
Here you go.
Okay.
So the thickness is not.
It's kind of watery.
You know, it's not too thick. I can't even talk.
Yeah. Here you go. Very watery.
Very watery. Very watery.
Yeah, not the kind of bland.
A little bland, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't really taste like. I mean, it's got a hint of chocolate, but it's very watery.
It is very watery. It doesn't really. I mean, it's maybe like 2 out of 10 taste of like chocolate in there.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it's okay.
I've seen a lot of people taking those for weight loss.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those like a weight loss shake type deal. Mm-hmm. Maybe why it's not really heavy.
Just because it's just a lower calorie. Yeah. I mean, it's focusing on the protein. It does still only have the 5 grams of carbs as opposed to some of the other ones that are a little bit higher. So, yeah. I mean, all the rest of them are pretty much higher than what you'd see in the Premier. So.
All right. So next we'll do the Lean Body. This one's actually got 280 calories, 9 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, but 40 grams of protein. So, I mean, this is pretty good. Seems all right. It's a lot too. It's 17 fluid ounces, so that's quite a bit of protein in there. So
I would say this is probably what the most liquid amount.
Yeah, I mean, compared to these guys, but yeah. So we're gonna try this one out and see. I think these 3 are gonna be pretty comparable. I'd say, yeah, they're gonna be pretty close. So let's try it out here.
Consistency looks, I mean,
it looks thicker. It's a little bit thicker. Well, honestly, not really.
Yeah, I feel like it looks still kind of liquidy, but I mean, yeah, it's not super duper thick. So here's the taste test.
Tastes a lot like muscle milk.
It tastes not too sweet.
No.
It doesn't taste super sweet.
Much more proteiny taste. Yeah.
This has no grams of sugar in it.
Yeah, it's straight protein.
No grams of sugar. Pretty much straight protein.
Not bad though.
It's not bad.
I mean, protein,
it's not bad, but it doesn't have like a big chocolatey punch to it.
It doesn't have the chocolatey taste to it.
No, it does not.
It's very bland.
Yeah.
But you can taste like the protein. It's got the chalkiness to it.
It's got the chalkiness. It's got it's not crazy chocolate flavor, but I mean, you're shooting for the protein content.
The big difference here, this to this that's a big difference.
Yes, it's a big difference. Yeah, a little bit more thicker, not as watery. It doesn't. I would say the Premier has a little bit more chocolate.
It's more
taste.
sweeter. It's sweeter.
It's a little bit more sweeter, but I mean, it's not crazy overpowering chocolate. So,
all right.
Overall macros, I do like the Labrada macros a lot. So,
yeah.
Up next is the muscle milk. This has 220 calories. It's got 3 grams of fat, 11 grams of carbs, and 40 grams of protein.
Wow.
This has 2 grams of sugar, excuse me, and again 5 grams of fiber. And then the micronutrients on there are pretty much exactly the same as all the others.
Yeah.
It's about 25% of your daily value on each of these vitamins that you see here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give this a shot.
I like the macros on the muscle milk. They're really good. That one's thick.
This one's pretty thick. So
yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Muscle milk has a distinct taste to it and smell.
Yeah, it's very, very distinct. Very distinct. It's just like, it's almost like I don't want to say sour.
It's got a specific texture. It's just weird. It's just muscle milk is like it's traditional. I mean, muscle milk's been around forever, so it's got a real.
It's almost like a bitterness to it. It's a bitter protein soury type of taste.
But it's an acquired taste. To this point, I mean, we've tried so many different proteins that I think like you just get accustomed to it.
Right. I would say for people that are trying to shoot for like that real chocolate taste, are really going to end up shying away from the muscle milk just because it just doesn't really taste like chocolate.
Like chocolate at all.
But
the macros on it are amazing.
Macros are great. It's a great recovery, amount of protein and carbs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that taste. It's like Elijah said. It's very, very
chalky.
It's got the muscle milk standard taste to it.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, if you don't care about taste, it's pretty solid.
Right. All right. Moving on.
All right. So core power. So this is 42 grams of protein. It's actually got the most protein out of all of these here. Macros are pretty good. 230 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 42 grams of protein. And like we said, the micronutrients are pretty much the same standard as the other ones.
25% of daily value.
So let's see this one.
And we've tried, we've actually done a review between the muscle milk and the core power, and I'll link that video down below so you can check it out.
This one's crazy. It looks just like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Smells like it.
Smells like chocolate milk. Looks like chocolate milk.
Wow.
I would say,
my God,
it's easily the best tasting one so far.
Smoothest. We have never tried this one. The smoothest one. If you're looking for something like chocolate milk, this is the closest you're ever gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, it's so good.
It's really good.
So good.
It even like quenches my thirst.
Yeah, it's like refreshing. It's cool. It's refreshing. It's
I feel like these other ones kind of leave me thirsty. Yeah. Especially the muscle milk. It leaves me like kind of thirsty.
Yeah, you wanna. It's
mouth is dry. This one is like it's refreshing.
It's refreshing.
Hydrating.
Yeah.
So I like
for sure. This is on the more expensive side.
Yes.
These two for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they make the lower protein bottle.
Like 26, 25 grams, I think.
Yes. Yeah. It's like 23 to 26.
And I think Core Power has a lower one too. If you buy them in packs of 4, there's like a 16 or 18. Yeah, much smaller.
Yeah, and those obviously are going to be cheaper. All right, and last but not least, it's going to be the Gatorade. So this is, I feel like one of the newer shakes.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. We just saw that one today, actually.
We've had their protein powder, and the protein powder tends to be on the thicker side. It's more
very
like
thick.
shake.
It needs like a blender. If you're gonna, their protein powder needs a blender. You can't do it in a bottle. It needs to be in a blender with like ice and water.
Definitely.
Because
So yeah, it's just a thicker shake from what I've tasted with the powder. So this is their bottle. This is their super shake, and again, as for calories, it's got 190 calories, 1 gram of fat, 12 grams of carbs, which is 1 higher than the muscle milk, 3 higher than the Core Power, and then this only has 30 grams of protein. So a little bit less protein in this bottle. And then it actually, the micronutrients are gonna be a little bit lower in terms of the daily value. It's only, vitamin C and E are 14% of your daily value. A and D are at 29%. So it's kind of, I mean, it varies.
Yeah, I mean, it's more comparable, I think, to the Premier because it's smaller, it's lower in protein.
Yeah, it's definitely on the same page as this one.
Gatorade's always taste amazing. This would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, well,
This would be interesting.
they're known for having good tasting things.
Oh wow, they even got a.
Yeah, they got this double covered.
Yeah. You know what's good is they have those little gummies. Those are fucking good, man.
The gummies, oh,
Yeah,
the carbohydrate
they're really
gummies?
bad for you.
Well, they're good for like runners.
Yeah.
This is a much lighter looking
Oh wow, it's
protein.
like caramel.
It's almost, yeah, it's almost like a caramel looking liquid.
Wow. Oh,
Let's see, smell. It smells like chocolate.
Does it smell like chocolate?
Smells like chocolate. Smells like chocolate.
12 grams. That's kind of high on the carb side.
Yeah, the carb to protein ratio is a little high.
Wow.
It's got a much more coffee taste to it.
Yeah. But it tastes like chocolate. These two taste probably. This tastes really good.
Yeah,
Much
I
more
don't
on
mind the
carb
taste.
side, yeah.
But yeah, it does have more of a coffee kind of taste to it.
It feels like it's like it wants to give you the chocolate milk, but then it's like misses right at the end. It like goes and then comes off.
Yeah,
It's missing.
it's not as pronounced.
Good though. Not
It
bad.
is good.
I
It
was
is
a little
good.
worried by the color.
Yeah, much lighter color, but yeah.
Not bad.
You know, overall, you're not gonna have. These are all gonna give you what you're looking for. It's
Yeah.
gonna give you recovery. It's gonna give you, you know, what you're looking for in terms of losing weight, especially if you know you're trying to cut fat and you know do those sorts of things.
You need something quick. This is more on the go rather than your traditional protein powder scoop.
Right. And you know, some people just don't like the powders as well.
Yeah,
They,
that's
you
true.
can't get the consistency right or
Sometimes
whatever.
it doesn't taste. I'm gonna be honest. Some of the proteins I've tasted don't taste as good as these.
No, they don't. They taste different, and they kind of have like their own formula, their own recipe in terms of
Yeah,
having
it's
these
a little
bottles.
different.
So they're all going to be pretty much different. In terms of the calories, personally, I really enjoy the Labrada. The Labrada has that higher protein and lower carb. The fat is a little bit higher, but you know, I think that
I'd say it's more for like building.
it is technically for more for guys who are trying to put on a little bit more mass. It has a higher
protein, higher
calories. It's the highest calorie drink out of the
I think
5.
they had there honestly when it comes to protein.
What's that?
Like, I think it's the highest calorie one, even when you compare it to like the plant based and all that. It's the
Yeah.
highest.
Yeah. So I mean,
A lot of calories.
Yeah, it's a higher calorie, but even then, it focuses on the protein, and you can still cut weight with this. But I do like the overall macronutrients on this. This is something that I would be interested in buying. I do know for a fact this tends to be a higher priced
It is. I
drink.
think that was $3.50 for that guy.
Yeah, we'll go through the prices here in a sec. But overall taste,
Best one?
what's your favorite?
I gotta go Core Power.
Yeah.
Core Power, absolutely. And this is something, I know we agreed on this last time when we tested these two out. We put those two together. Core Power is the best tasting. I mean, it's gotta be. It has to be. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Elijah.
Tastes like a milkshake.
The worst tasting one, the one that I do not enjoy the most, would for me has to be the muscle milk.
Really?
Just because it's just bitter, it's sour, it's just got that weird taste. Other than that, the Premier just kind of lacks in flavor.
Yeah,
it's not that it tastes
bland.
bad,
It
it's
just
just
tastes
bland.
like water.
It's just watery. It's just
that
very
was
watery.
Yeah. It's,
But it is the lowest calorie. So I think they kind of missed with that, and they were shooting for the lower calorie taste.
I think the other thing is I don't think you can put this in the same thing as these two.
Yeah.
Or really even this, because that's a different.
It's kind of on a different level.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper bottle, but yeah, it's a different level. You know, it's typically for people that are looking for weight loss or not looking for anything crazy. But yeah, it's really hard to categorize them in the same area.
Yeah.
But overall, just this, you know, the taste kind of misses for me. It's watery. It's got like maybe a little kick of chocolate in there, but nothing too crazy. Runner up. I would have to say
Gatorade
the
tastes good.
Gatorade actually tastes very good.
Yeah, carbs are just a little high though.
Carbs a little high for me.
That's
You
what
know,
gives that flavor.
I think that's
flavor comes in.
exactly. Overall, carb to protein ratio isn't that great for me either. But you know, yeah, I do have to say that the best tasting for me is the Core Power, as well as the best macronutrients. It has the lowest amount of carbs. It's got the lowest amount of fat, and the protein is really high on it. So in terms of that sense, Yeah, I would have to go with Core Power.
I would honestly say best bang for your buck too. It's a little more expensive, but it tastes good. It's got good macros. I mean, you just can't beat it.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, definitely. But we're gonna go through the prices right now. Okay, so as for the prices, we'll start off with the Premier Protein, and of course, as we figured, it was the cheapest out of the three, or out of the five, excuse me. And that's at $2.98. And mind you, this is the prices that we have at our local grocery store, HEB, so just be aware of that. Labrada is the next one up, and this one's at $3.59. And that's basically due to the fact that it is a heavier protein shake. It's a big drink. You know, I can understand why they might label it a higher price. But I don't typically see a lot of sales with this, so.
No, they're always stocked.
They're always stocked.
Except for that one time. That one time they were out.
True. All right,
so the next one is actually muscle milk. This one's actually $3.50. The local grocery store, they always say 2 for $7, so yeah. Next would be Core Power. This is $3.48.
Yep.
2 cents off, so they're literally probably just knocking Core Power for the $3.50.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously these three are pretty much gonna be like similar category protein shakes. They're gonna be more expensive because of the higher protein content.
The Gatorade right here, a smaller one, closer to the Premier is $2.99.
Yep, $2.99, and again, those are both 30 grams of protein. So, yeah, I mean, you're pretty much gonna get what you pay for. But yeah, I mean, even then, what was the final price in the Core Power?
The Core Power was $3.48.
$3.48. Yeah. Okay, and then the Muscle Milk was the same price,
$3.50.
Right? $3.50.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it almost feels like they're just like doing a jab. Like, I'm gonna take 2 cents off.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's the cheapest out of the elite high protein one. You know, I think
can't knock it. It's good.
It's good. It's got the lowest price out of the similar type protein amount, and you know, I think that's the best bang for your buck, like you said. If you're shooting for the lower protein content and you know that you just need a little bit less calories, you know, for people like us who are shooting for higher protein, obviously we're gonna go with something that's higher in protein. But you know, for smaller people or you know, just anybody who's you know not as heavy as us or whatever, you know, both of these are great. They're great options. The Premier is super cheap. I know they sell a whole bunch of packages online, so it's even cheaper for the lower bottles.
Buy in bulk,
I don't think it's a bad option just to go for this and go for the lower carbs, the lower carb drink and the lower price drink. So I think between just the Gatorade and the Premier, I'd have to go with the Premier. So anyways, we appreciate you tuning in, guys. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot more of these. So let us know which ones you think that we should do. We're gonna be testing out versus all the time. And again, we did the Core Power and the Muscle Milk, and that video is in the description box below. We got a lot more coming for you, and we've done a lot of reviews too. We're also posting on TikTok and Instagram and doing kind of little mini reviews there. So make sure to give us a follow. We have all of our tags below, as well as our personal pages. So make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot.